Tribe of Habits here, recording another voiceover for another training log. First and foremost, I would like to thank subscriber number 36. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Pretty happy with that. And yeah, we're back at the end of another training rotation. Last time I did mention that nothing was going to change about my workout structure, but a tiny little change did occur, which was I traded the handstand push-up negatives. Not traded, they're the same exercise. So I'm going to try to wiggle my way in and say that I didn't really change anything, even though I did change slightly. And I just thought I was getting proficient enough at those to give the actual exercise a go. Complete motion, so negatives and concentrics as well. And yeah, I'm using 8 kilo assistance here, which is great, not only because it reduces my weight, which obviously helps at this point in time, but also because it gives me a balance point. This way I can do a hybrid between wall assisted and freestanding, where I am still mostly balancing myself, but also get some sort of guidance through the resistance band. And you can see that by the way I utilize my foot to grab onto the elastic band. Then we do the front lever set, same as always. There's always some room for improvisation in these sets. And yeah, I guess within the talk of doing always the same sort of thing, or keeping some level of consistency in what you do due to progressive overload benefits, and generally leading to better progress if one stays consistent instead of program hopping, I would like to mention the opposite side. So as often is true, the truth is somewhere in the middle, or the best option, the wisest decision, however you want to say it. And there's a lot of benefit and wisdom in changing movement patterns often. And so the way I play with both ends is, even though I try to keep a certain level of consistency within my workout structures, I don't summarize my movement exploration to workout times. So movement is the realm I'm interested in, not simply strength training, or be it in whatever context. So I'm interested in lots of different strength training attributes. So I like Olympic weightlifting, as I like powerlifting, as I like calisthenics and street workout. Obviously I have my preferences. Ring specialists are some of my favorites, and they're definitely what got myself mesmerized with strength. But those practices are not the full extent of my training. I still do include a lot of movement exploration practice in my free time. And now for this week's dose of somewhat cohesive scattered thoughts. Summarizing one's practice to a limited selection of exercises and exclusively practicing those indefinitely can have a range of undesired implications. Amongst them, one of the most worrying is joint inflammation due to repetitive usage of a singular plane of motion. A better way to look at workouts instead is replacing specific exercises by movement patterns. You train vertical pulling, but you aren't married to pull-ups. Specificity might be an ally to desired adaptation, but exaggerating on this end can potentially lead to undesired health issues. Addressing it via movement pattern, that is, vertical pulling in this example, allows oneself to vary exercises frequently whilst addressing mostly the same attributes, which will have a crossover effect to one another, within the same movement pattern, of course. Chin-ups will get you stronger at a pull-up, and so will behind the neck pull-ups, or super wides, or unilateral variations, supinated, pronated, as well as Gironda variations and whatnot. Every single one of these is a vertical pull from the movement pattern perspective, and so they will all cross over to one another to some degree, and most importantly, rotating between them between them will widen the positions you are strong in drastically and make your joints much happier and healthier in the process. As a complementary measure, I would like to suggest adding swimming to your practice, as the freeing nature of the resistance known as water can be a tremendous ally when it comes to healthy joints that don't buckle in any plane of motion. To benefit from swimming in this context, that is, to utilize it as a tool to avoid joint fragility in any plane of motion, it is best to forget classic pre-established ways of swimming. These run into the same problems exercises do. Repetitive use of the same joint angles. Because of the context of swimming here, it is best to explore it freely and get our bodies moving in all sorts of unorthodox ways, changing locomotion patterns so frequently we don't get particularly proficient at any, trading specialism for generalization and health. Better to be strong in all planes than to be super strong in one.